Your duties here, how have they changed since you've become the head athletic trainer as opposed to the assistant?
I think ultimately my duties have just changed primarily in that I'm responsible for everything that happens in the parameters of our athletic training department, coordinating not just my one sport or the sports that I've been asked to cover, but delegating that out to my staff, and then ultimately just kind of overseeing it, and it just requires me to be a little bit more involved in some of the sports that I may or may not have had responsibilities with before, but overseeing all of that, making sure, putting out fires where there's fires if needed. There's been some challenges, some things that I could before say, you know, it's not my problem per se, and I could kind of rely on Jeff previously for that, and all of that now falls on my desk. It's been a challenge, but it's been fun, and I've really enjoyed it this far.
Any large philosophical changes since you've taken over as head athletic trainer?
You know, I wouldn't say for me personally, my philosophy has always been the same, but one big philosophy thing for me is every athlete that walks through our door is the most important athlete that we have here, whether they are, you know, a freshman walk-on kid to a team, or you know, they're our starting quarterback. To me, they're just as important as the next, and it's our job to get them to be at their playing status. It's not our job to decide this kid isn't good enough to play, I don't have to worry about him as much. And I want the athletes to feel that, not just for me to have that philosophy, but it's important for me that the athletes feel that way about our staff and have that perception of us.
As an athletic trainer, where do your duties end and a physician's begin? How far do you take your role?
You know, our responsibility, number one, first and foremost, is prevention, and we have skills in the treatment and evaluation. It's in that realm of our evaluation that you know, there's certain things that we can't do. We can't x-ray, we can't order MRIs, we can't do injections, we can't order prescriptions. And so in that realm, if we feel like some of those things are necessary, we refer to our team physician in those realms. We have a great relationship with our team physician, and so we can kind of say, hey, doc, I really think this guy needs some x-rays, and have some high priority in getting our kids in if that's our opinion. But of course, if we think it's something that's going to be surgical, we're going to refer it out. But that's part of our evaluation, is determining what is something that we can manage in-house and maintain the health and safety of our student athlete, and what needs to be sent further on or referred.
You probably are most noticeable when there's an injury on the field and you go out onto the field. But in that situation, what's the first thing you're looking for, and then take us through the progression of what you do?
When we, well, first off, this year, and you know, I think football is the most recognizable, but you know, we're constantly scanning the field. Every play. This year, you know, in my first year working football here at William Joel, and as a play goes on down the field, whether it's Thomas Cook making a run or a punt or something like that, we're watching what's going on all over the field, and so we're scanning the entire field. So if the play goes down the field, my eyes go down the field with the ball and then come back over and make sure that one of our linemen isn't down, or our quarterback wasn't sacked and he's still on the ground, or something like that. So it's a constant scan of the field, and you know, we try to watch the plays, we try to see what happened, and that's our first kind of clue as to how serious this injury might be. That's the first thing that goes through my mind, is how serious is this going to be. In terms of progression, my first thing is to determine A, the severity, B, what's their functionality. Can I get them off the field? Because if I can get them off the field, the game can resume. Again, you want to do so in maintaining the health and safety of them and of their injury.
Jess, you mentioned a little bit ago about your staff. Will you tell us about them, please?
Well, this year we welcome our new assistant, Charlie Miller. He is from Nebraska, and he's joined us on staff just as recent as the beginning of August. He was at Midland University and NAIA school in Nebraska for 8 years. He was an assistant there, spent a couple years as the head athletic trainer there, and then spent 1 year at Doane and I believe Creighton High School, splitting his time between those two schools. And I don't think he was happy with that setup of being split, and wanted to get back into the sole collegiate setting, and that's what he's found his way here. Him and his wife moved here this month, and they have 2 small children, 2 little girls, and so we're excited to have them around the athletic department. Aside from Charlie, who is primarily working with our men's and women's soccer team right now, we have our 2 returning graduate assistants, Shay Rasmussen and Roland Walker. Shay is assisting me with football, and Roland is primarily traveling and working with our women's volleyball team. And collectively, we cover the rest of the sports.
You had a change too this summer. You got married. Tell us about your family.
My family, I just got married as recently as July 30th. Tried to get it in right before football, and fortunately the NCAA schedule allowed me to have a week after the wedding to kind of recollect myself and get ready for the fall seasons to start. But we got married in Las Vegas and had a great time, and my husband has a 3-year-old son, so not only did I become a wife, but I also became a stepmother. So, and I also bought a new house this summer. So it was a busy summer, taking on a new role, several new roles: homeowner, wife, stepmom, and head athletic trainer. So, like I said, it's been a challenge, but I absolutely wouldn't change it for the world. So.
Finally, what would you like folks to know about your job, and maybe the most important thing about your job in their mind that they don't know already?
You know, the biggest thing is that you know, we work long hours, and a lot of those hours are thankless hours, and our pride is helping with our student athletes and getting them back onto the field, and we strive on a daily basis. Are we perfect at things? No, but we're always trying our best, and like I said, getting a kid back on the field is #1 for us, and that's what keeps us going, is seeing a kid successfully return.